Can you hear me? No, I still can't hear myself. Hello? It has to be the program. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Oh, so it's working?
No, I still can't hear me. It's working.
It has to be the program. Oh, so it's working? Where did I go though? Okay. So apparently now you can hear me, right? Okay, so I apologize for that technical difficulty delay there. I have no idea what was going on. Hopefully you can see me okay as well. So like if you're just joining now, and if you're watching from the YouTube page, head over to my website, kajalpande.com. I've actually put a link there, and I'm coming to you live from there today. So there's a Facebook comment box. You can scroll down in the video and you can put your questions in the comments right there. Let's make sure this is working. Okay. Looks like it's finally working. Looks like you can hear me. So the internet is not working though. Okay, so we're good to go now. All right, I'm so sorry for all those technical difficulties. Hopefully you're here and able to hear me. I have no idea what was going on. So I just want to do a quick reminder that there is a Facebook comments box to scroll down the video, and you can put your questions in there and let me know if you can hear me still, or just let me know. So let's get right to it. Let me find my screen. So I want to say welcome to July Soul Talk. I do one of these soul talks every single month. So I've been doing one since April, and I will continue to do them for the rest of the year. So if you like these live conversations on specific topics, last month was vulnerability, the month before that was detachment, and then I also have done one on self-love as empowerment. If you like these types of live, I kind of call them workshops, then tune in every single month and you can hang out with me for an hour and we talk about a specific topic. I don't know what next month's is, so if there's something you're interested in seeing, send me an email, send me a message. There's so many ways you can reach me on my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Send me your thoughts on what next month should be. So those of you who are new here, let me introduce myself. I am Kajal. I am a spiritual life coach. I am a self-love teacher, and I'm a writer. I help people elevate their consciousness. I help people awaken their soul. I help people live life on their own terms. I am passionate about this work because I went through a lot of traumatic challenges, experiences in my life that woke me up to this different way of living life, this way of living life based in spiritual principles and spiritual truths, and understanding my relationship with the universe, understanding myself beyond this physical form, beyond the physical sight. And I do that as my career, as my job, and this is what I help people do. And I am so passionate about talking about consciousness and the nature of reality and co-creating with the universe that I decided to create these Soul Talk workshops to kind of talk to you live about all of this and how you can live a better quality of life, how you can have more deeper, rich, meaningful, supportive, empowering experiences within yourself, and how you can be the light and you can be that example for someone else, to give someone else the permission to live a life that they are proud to live. So this kind of segues into what I'm going to be talking about today. Let me grab my notes. This kind of segues into what I'm going to be talking to you about today. I can actually see myself. This is a little weird, so I'm going to minimize the screen. So this actually segues into what I'm going to be talking to you about today, which is following your dreams. And I thought it's a very vague and very general topic, but I thought it was such a good topic because it's something that I constantly hear all the time, especially for people who are, you know, in their 20s, just getting out of college, and especially people who are in their 40s. I've had clients who are in their 40s who are just wanting to know what their passion is and to change career paths and do something different. And I thought this was a great topic that can be related to everyone involved. And so let's begin right here. Let's begin with, what do you think is the biggest block to following your dream? Can you give me guesses? It's fear. Fear is the biggest block to us following our dreams. This, I'm not capable, it can't happen. Who am I to do this? It's not possible, it can't happen. It's just this automatically the word can't and all the scenarios in your head that come that say you can't do this, it's not going to work, right? That's what is the biggest block to us following our dream is. And you know, some of us don't even know what our dream is. We haven't even set out to discover that. And it's because, you know, we're brought up in a culture, we're brought up in the world today where you don't really go off the path. You take a path that's already been paved. You go down and you do something that someone has already done, and you have all these steps you follow and you get to that job. Most of us just do something for the money. We don't do it because we actually love to be at our job. And I knew this for myself is because when I worked in corporate America, I want to say, how many years ago was it now? 3 years ago now, when I worked in corporate America, the only reason I would go to my job was because of fear of getting fired. Now, if you're waking up every single morning and showing up to your 9-to-5 job Monday through Friday because of fear of getting fired, fear of getting let go, fear of not being able to have money to pay for the things you need to pay in your life, then you need to kind of reevaluate and ask yourself, is this how I want to continue to live? Is there another option for me available? And most of us don't even have awareness that there's another option because we're too afraid to even face our fear. So this brings me to point number 2, is facing your fear of following your dream. And kind of, let me just kind of rewind a little bit and talk about dream, what dream is itself. Like, some of us have these concrete dreams. We know we want to be, you know, a registered nurse or an orthopedic surgeon, or we want to be an inspirational speaker. You know, we have these concrete things we want to be. And some of us, we don't know. We like knitting, we like going on bike rides, we like, you know, playing Candy Crush on our phone. Some of us like doing that. So a dream is anything that is your highest joy, is your highest excitement. Okay, it doesn't have to have a form right now. So right now, if you know there's something else you much rather else be doing besides the work you're currently doing in the world, and you just don't know what that is, just say to yourself, what is my highest excitement? What is my highest joy? Okay? We all have that. We all know the thing that is our highest joy is our highest excitement, the thing that totally lights us up. So equate that to that. And if you're someone who already knows exactly what they want to do, they want to, be a content creator on YouTube, or they want to be an interior designer, great. You know what that highest joy, you know the form of the highest joy. Just because you don't know the form of your dream, say follow your highest joy, follow your excitement. And I'm going to talk about a little bit about how I came to the realization of my dream. For me, I've always have been told what to do. You know, I call it the should syndrome, where other people tell us, okay, this is how you become a capable, able adult in society. This is how you get a job. This is how you have a career. This is how you make money, right? And then we have this category, and we pick a job from this category, and that's what most of us end up doing with our lives. And for me, what happened was that I set out to be a doctor. I didn't like that. So I was like, oh, I'll go try to be a lawyer. I didn't like that. So then I was like, I'm going to be a foreign diplomat. I'm going to work in the foreign services. And that fell off too. And then I was like, I'm just going to work in corporate America and work up the ladder and work at this really cool Fortune 500 company and have this like corporate job and like do that. I didn't really like that either. Then I was like, I want to be a fashion blogger. So I tried that. I didn't like that. I just kept doing things until I could finally feel something within me that said, yes, this is it. I actually could feel good about what I was doing. And when I started writing, before all of this even came to fruition, I used to have this WordPress blog called theinnercenter.wordpress.com. This was back in 2013 when I used to work my corporate job. I used to, on my lunch break, write in my journal about all the stuff that was going on in my head as like a therapy, because I didn't have like a therapist I was seeing or like a coach I was working with. And then what I would do is I would transfer what I wrote in my journal on this blog, and I started getting people liking it and leaving comments and things like that. And I did that for a while. And then I kind of got this idea to create a YouTube channel to document my journey, and that's where YouTube came into play, making videos came into play. And then from there I was like, I want to create my own website. So I had little steps that got me to where I am today. But the thing I'm trying to tell you is that I kept following what felt good. Your highest joy, your highest excitement will always feel good. And what feels good is in the direction of what your soul is here to do on the planet, what your soul is here to express. So kind of equate those two things together. And I want to read you this Martha Graham quote. When I read this quote, it literally sent shivers down my spine, and it really made me think about the concept of work and career and job in a completely different way. And I'm going to read it to you right now. Let me find it. This is really good, so listen up. There is a vitality, a life force, an energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there is only one of you in all of time, there is only one of you in all of time. It's a very important note right there. This expression is unique. And if you block it, it will never exist through any other medium, and it will be lost. Like, let's like take that in for a minute. Isn't that so powerful? And you know that there is only one of you in the whole entire world. Your expression is so unique to you, and there is no one else who can have your expression. And that is why the dream that you have has chosen you, because only you have the capacity to birth it, to bring it forth into this world. Only you can give your dream. And if you don't give your dream, if you don't do the thing that is your highest joy, is your highest excitement, it will never exist in all of time. So that is how much responsibility or how much commitment you have towards birthing your dream. And when I read that quote, it totally just blew my mind, but it also helped me to understand that if there is something that I feel like I want to do, what I want to bring forth into the world, what I want to create, it is my responsibility to make it happen. No one else is going to come and give me the permission to live out my dream. That permission has to come from within me. I have to self-validate. I have to self-approve. I have to convict myself in the conviction that this is my dream. It has to come from within me. So if you're someone who has this dream and you're looking for someone outside of you to validate your dream, to give you permission that your dream is good enough or you're good enough to do it, that is never going to come from outside of someone else. Outside of you, excuse me. It's always going to come from within you. So what do you need to do to give yourself the permission to own your dream, to say, this is my dream, I own it, and I validate myself, and I give myself the permission to live out this dream. So kind of write this down somewhere and visit it later. What do I need to do to give myself permission to own my dream? Okay? What do I need to do to give myself permission to own my dream? Because my permission is the only permission I need to live out my dream. And most of us have dreams because we want to live life on our own terms. Okay, we want to live life on our terms. Those dreamers, those visionaries, those people who are like looking for other ways to experience and express themselves in the world, the reason they're doing that is because they want to live a life on their own terms. And you have to also sit back and ask yourself, how important is it for me to live my life on my own terms? How important is it? When that is of high priority and high importance, your dream of how to do that becomes even more important. Then you don't want to settle at a job, do something that just isn't your highest joy, is your highest excitement. And like I said, the thing that is your highest joy, is your highest excitement, is quote unquote your dream, is the thing you're here to give to the world. And when you give to the world, you elevate your energy. And I like to think of it like this. I'm going to put it into like a little bit more of a, in terms that you can understand. When we've all met people who are doing what they love, the job they love. They absolutely love it. And we've all met people like that. And we've kind of said, oh man, I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to do what I love and make a living doing what I love, right? What's their energy like? Those people are so happy, so elated, so alive, so in their joy, so in their excitement. And you notice those people are kinder, more compassionate, more gentle, more loving, more open to other people. Okay? And then what happens when you meet someone who just doesn't really love what they're doing, is not really excited about their job, is not really excited to go to work? They're looking for numbing agents, or they're the people that are going on Friday, Saturday nights, drinking, getting drunk, and kind of escaping their life and then going back to it Monday morning and being like, this is so miserable, I'm waiting for Friday. Those people aren't really that much fun to be around. They are on their phone all the time. They're hiding out. They're always complaining. They're always looking at what's wrong, because those people aren't doing what they love. And the people that are kind, compassionate, gentle, loving, have this like childlike wonder in their eyes, are doing what they love. So when you are doing what you love, you are more of service to someone else because you're feeling good. When you do what you love, you naturally just feel good. And when you feel good, you're kinder and more giving to someone else. So, and when you don't do what you love, you don't really feel that good because your work is depleting. I remember many times when I was to work in the corporate role, I used to come home from work and I just used to sit on the couch and I would not want to move because I would be so tired and so de-energized. And like now, when I get off my coaching calls with my clients, or when I write a blog post or make a video, I am so energized that I don't have to do something else to escape my work. My life just flows into something else. Like I'll get off a call and I'll flow into something else. Versus when I was working corporate America, I would come home and I would have to just sit there and re-energize myself because my work didn't energize me. Do you know you're doing something that you love because the work you're doing energizes you? It energizes you. You don't need to do something to escape, to re-energize yourself. So This is why it's so important to do the work you love, because when you do what you love, you feel good. When you feel good, you're much more kinder and more of service to someone else. So that's another reason I genuinely feel the more people that do the work they love, the happier the world will be, because happy people can only give happiness. When you're not happy, you have nothing, you can't give happiness, you can't give love, kindness to someone else. So that's something I want you to remember, okay? And the next thing I want to share with you is this other quote, which I love. And this is something that I recently found. And this one is by Yogananda. He's the author of The Autobiography of Yogi, which was given at Steve Jobs' funeral. Everybody got a copy of that book. Let me find this real quick. Okay. You must not let your life run in an ordinary way. Do something that nobody else has done. Something that will dazzle the world. Show that God's creative principle works in you. Okay, and I like this quote because God's creative principle, you like the word God, substitute it for whatever you prefer, universe, love, source. God's creative principle works for you. If it works for Steve Jobs, if it works for Oprah, if it works for Donald Trump, it works for you. What makes you any different than them? What makes you any less capable than them? What makes you any less worthy than them? What makes you any less good enough than them? The only thing that makes you anything less than them is your thoughts, is your limits, is your thinking. Okay, can we understand that, right? You are just as worthy, you are just as capable to live out your creative expression than anyone else in the world. Nobody, it's not like someone else is got better genes than you or has better luck than you. It's you. We all have the same thing. It's our limiting beliefs. It's our thoughts about what we think we're capable of doing that get in the way. Now, if you talk to Oprah Winfrey, if you actually got to spend time with her, I guarantee you she would have no doubt in herself that she was capable of doing what she was doing, because of her deep devotion and self-belief in who she was and what she's here to birth and bring forth into the world is what allows her to create the impact she's able to make. That's the first step, is that most of us don't believe in what our dream is and what we want to do and how we want to express ourselves. It's that lack of disbelief in our highest joy, in our highest excitement, in our dream that gets in the way of us not living that reality, of not experiencing that truth. It's believing in yourself. And again, no one else is going to come and tell you, hey, it's okay for you to not believe in yourself. You have to do that for yourself. You have to empower yourself. When you sit here and you say, like, for example, one of my dreams is to be a New York Times bestselling author. That is my dream, okay? And for me, I can completely say, oh, that's not going to happen, or who's going to give me a publishing deal, or blah, blah, blah. I don't tolerate or give energy to those thoughts, because they just bring me down. They just pull me down. They don't allow me to experience my highest joy. One of my highest joys is writing. I absolutely love to write. And writing a book will allow me to share what I know, the knowledge I know, and the information I want to help someone else with, bring it forth into the world. And so I don't have room to doubt myself. I don't have room to not believe in myself, because it will never allow me to achieve my dream. And again, it's that concept of the energy you put out is the energy you get back, right? If I'm constantly putting out to the universe, oh, I don't know, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this, then no shit, it's not gonna happen. Because that's what I'm attracting back to myself constantly. It's like, I always like to look at our thoughts as magnets, you know? Whatever your magnetic vibration to is what you're going to attract. So if you're constantly putting out self-doubt, it's never going to happen. And you have no one else to blame but yourself. And I was having this conversation with my boyfriend last week at Chipotle, and I was talking about this concept of how so many of us have dreams. Okay, we all have these crazy wild dreams of doing crazy wild things and living life in these crazy wild ways. But how many of us actually create the space to support our dream to thrive? And when I say create the space to support your dream to thrive, is how many of us actually look at it with the eyes of it's possible. It can happen. I don't know how, but I know it can happen. How many of us actually charge it with empowerment, with self-belief, with self-conviction, with trust, with faith? That's what creates the space for that dream to even happen, for you to even thrive in your life. And you know you're creating the space for your dream to thrive is because you're showing up. You're showing up despite the fear. You're facing the fear. You're embracing the fear, and you're still showing up. You are committed. You are so in love with your dream that you create the space for it to thrive. And you know you created the space for it to thrive. I like to think of it as, like, for example, when a child is taking its first steps, what the parents have to do is they have to create the space for that child to be able to take the first steps. So what they do, the parent does, is the parent is like cheering them on and saying, you can do it, you can do it, you got this, you got this, you can do it. And then the child starts walking and it falls, and the parents say, you can do it. It gets back up, it continues to walk, and they keep encouraging. They create that space for it to thrive. Thriving as in to walk, right? You have to do the same thing. You have to create the space for your dream to thrive. And when you create the space, you're showing up, you're supporting it. What you don't support, the universe can't support, because it doesn't know what to support. So whenever you say, this is what I would like to accomplish, this is what I would like to do, this is what I would like to experience, you have to show up and create the space to support it, to allow it to thrive. And the number one reason we don't take action towards our dream is because of fear. Because fear. And I always like to say this, where there is fear, there is the way. Okay? When you start disidentifying as fear as something bad, something that you shouldn't go towards, you start understanding that the only reason I even have fear is because it's trying to prevent me from seeing what's beyond it. And when you can just face your fear and say, there's a reason the fear is so evident, so present right now, because I'm about to do something that is allowing me to stand in my power, that is allowing me to stand in my truth, that is allowing me to charge up my magnificence, that is allowing me to live out some high potential of mine. That's the reason the fear is there in the first place. If you can switch it around and you can say, where there is fear, there is the way. You have to, then you'll start to realize that I need to go towards this. I need to do this because there's something that's there. And I like the Joseph Campbell quote, which says that the cave you are afraid to enter holds a treasure you seek. The same thing. When there is fear evident in our life, especially around the work we want to do in the world, it's because it's ours. It's already ours to do. It's already ours. We just have to have ownership of it. We have to do it. Okay. Let me just check in real quick. Okay, so if you have any questions or if you have anything you want to say to me, put it in the Facebook comment section below the video. Let's keep going. So something else I want to share with you, and something I wrote in my newsletter that I sent out this morning, which I thought was so good. I have no idea where that came from. It just kind of came while I was writing the newsletter this yesterday. And I said that it's not that our capacity to achieve dreams is limited, but it's our capacity to believe in our dreams with faith that is limited. That's a good one, right? Let's let that sink in for a second. It's not that our capacity to achieve our dream is limited, but it's our capacity to believe in our dream with faith that is limited. And I like to think of it like this. We're all so freaking capable of achieving our dreams. We really all are. And like I talked about, the thing that gets in the way is our limiting beliefs. Is this, I can't, I'm not able to, it's impossible, it can't happen, blah, blah, blah. Someone is much more better than me. Someone's already doing it. There's already too many people out there who are doing it. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? They're not doing it the way you're gonna do it. They're not doing it the way that you are going to do it. They're not doing it in your expression. And that is more and more of the reason for you to do it. And so it's not that your capacity to dream, to achieve your dream is limited. It's that your lack of belief to have faith in your dream is limited. You don't believe, you don't have faith that you can do it. And who is going to give you that permission? You are. You are, you are, you are. And when you do your inner work, when you go and you look at those monsters and those gremlins and those inner critic and who's telling you no, 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 you'll start to realize that this is a voice that I have learned. This voice, this ego, I like to call it the false conditioned self. It's a learned self. It's a self that what we feel isn't good enough, isn't worthy enough, isn't capable enough. What's beyond that? Beyond that is your energetic spiritual self, right? Who is not capable? You need to ask yourself that question. Who is not capable? Is it the self that I've learned myself to be through the feedback I've received from society throughout the years? Or is it the self that I know myself to be, which is a spiritual being? How can that be anything but capable? How can be a perfectly loved child of God be anything but capable of achieving whatever they desire, of receiving whatever they've asked for? So I really hope this is helping you. If it's helping you, say yay, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that it is helping you. So let's see what else I want to talk about. Okay, here's a good one. And I have another quote. I have like so many quotes today that I want to share with you. I have this other quote that I put in my phone. And I have this on my notes on my phone. I have this thing called Favorite Lines of Wisdom. And I have all these quotes in it. But this quote specifically stuck with me. And I think it's so relevant to what I'm talking to you about right now. And it's all about this idea of work and money. You know, most of us, if we had all the money in the world, we would actually do what is our highest joy. We would actually want to do our dream. We would actually want to achieve our dreams, to live out our dreams, to go for our dreams. But we have this thing that I can't make money doing what I love. It's not possible. I'm going to tell you that it's bullshit. Okay? Let me read this quote to you first. Okay. This is by Abraham Hicks. There is no better way to earn money than to do the things that you love to do. Money can flow into your experience through endless avenues. It is not the choice of the craft that limits the money that flows, but only your attitude toward the money. Isn't that so good? Like, I read it and I was like, woohoo. Kind of was like a validation for what I was already thinking, and I'm going to break that down for you. So let's separate work and money, okay? Let's separate the two. And let's start thinking of money as this. Money is a mindset, okay? Money is energy. Money is a resource. Start thinking of money as energy. Money is a resource that you use to exchange a service for a service. And that could be a service for someone doing your nails and you exchanging that, or it's you going to the grocery store and buying your food. Money is a resource that allows you to exchange a service for a service. That's just simply how you can start looking at money. And you separate the two, where it is not that the money and the work are related, where I have to have work in order for me to make money. That's how most of us think it has to happen. But let's take the whole concept of work aside. And let's just focus on money as a mindset, okay? And most of us don't have a good relationship with money. Whenever we think of money, or whenever it's time to go use our money, we get this like heaviness, this like, oh, I just spent $1,000 on XYZ, or I spent $100 this. We say, what I did damage. I did damage. That's the word we use. Like I went to the mall and I like damaged my wallet, or I hurt my wallet. Like that's the concept that's the words we use, right? I want you to develop a whole different mindset with money and understand that it's your beliefs around money and how you earn money determine the way it comes into your experience. So a homework that I want you to do is I want you to list down your top 5 beliefs around money, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are your top 5 most prominent beliefs around money? And I'm going to share mine with you, okay? Money is easy and effortless to make. Money loves me and I love money. Money always has my back. Money is always here for me. Money is always available to me. Making money, doing what I love is so easy. Okay? Write down your 5 top beliefs around money. And I don't care if they're good, they're bad, just get them out. Get to know what your beliefs around money are, okay? Get them out. Put them somewhere and you can start to see that, okay, this is what they are. And now I want you to ask yourself, how do these beliefs that I have, how do they make me feel? Do they make me feel good? Do they make me feel good and reassured about money? Or do they make me feel like, oh, God, I don't like this, okay? Mine make me feel good. My money beliefs help me can't speak. My money beliefs make me feel good, okay? And the reason they make me feel good is because they support the way I want to experience the flow of money into my life, and they support my life. That's why they make me feel good, okay? And if your beliefs aren't supporting the reality you wish to experience, it's not that you go and change the reality, you change the beliefs to have a different reality, right? So you need to sit back and you need to ask yourself, why do I need to change my money beliefs? And can I change my money beliefs? Who says that these money beliefs are the most empirical truth? That's it. This is the truth and there's no other truth and this is just the way it is. Who says that? Are they the most truthful statement ever? Is this a fact, basically? It's not a fact. The beliefs you have about money is something you probably learned from someone else, you picked up from somewhere else, and you've made them into your belief, and now your life is operating on these beliefs, okay? And this statement right here, I can make money doing what I love. How does that feel? For me, it feels expansive. For me, it feels hell yes. Hell yes. And if it doesn't feel that way for you right now, you need to sit down and you need to ask yourself, why is this true? Why is this true? Why is it true? Why is it true? Why is it so hard to make money doing what I love? Why is that true? And list down all the reasons why that statement feels true for you. Okay? Do that. And then now I want you to do is I want you to sit down and ask yourself, can I change this? Can I change this? Am I going to give myself the permission to change this? Because if a truth doesn't feel good, it doesn't have to be true for you. You know it is your truth because it feels good. And if a truth doesn't feel good, it is not your truth, it is someone else's truth. You're just borrowing that truth and you're making it your truth. So somewhere along the line, you have learned that doing what I love, making money doing what I love is hard. And if that doesn't feel good for you, then that's not your truth, because your truth will always feel good. And your truth doesn't have to make sense. You don't have to know where it came from. You don't have to know why it is the way it is. You just have to know that your truth will always make you feel good. And if your truth isn't making you feel good, it's a borrowed truth. So somewhere, somehow, you've borrowed this truth that making money doing what I love is hard. And that's why you're feeling this, ugh, God, that sucks. But so many other people can make money doing what I love. Why can't I? That's victim. Victim, 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 victim. You're playing yourself small. So it's that your truth has to make you feel good. So kind of sit for a minute and ask yourself, what truth actually makes me feel good when I think of it? So when you say to yourself, making money doing what I love, Can you feel good about it? If you can feel good about it, make that your truth. Because the truth, it's your truth because it makes you feel good. Remember that. It's your truth because it makes you feel good. It's your truth because it makes you feel good. And if you've been brought up with the should syndrome, where you've been always told what you needed to do, who you needed to be, who you needed to become, others' expectations of you, and so let's say your whole entire life you've been told that you needed to be a doctor. That is the way that your parents validated their love for you. And you chose to not be a doctor. You chose to be this woo-woo spiritual life coach and this woo-woo speaker who's like, I am like so tapped in, like whatever. You chose a different path. Okay? Now all of a sudden, you have stepped into your truth. You are no longer borrowing a truth that is not yours. If to be a doctor is not your truth, you know that because it doesn't feel good. Because your truth always feels good. You know, it's those people who are homosexual. That's their truth. That is their truth. They don't know why, but it's their truth. There is nothing wrong with them for that being their truth, and it's their truth. When they are made out to be wrong because being homosexual is not okay, is wrong, that is a borrowed truth. That is someone else's truth. And when you start borrowing your truth, you start limiting your authentic expression. You start denying who you really are. You start playing small. You start being victim. So another great question to ask yourself is, what truth am I borrowing? What truth am I borrowing? You know, my truth is to be a painter, but I'm borrowing this truth of being an accountant because that's what I was told I needed to be. My truth is to be a software engineer, but I'm borrowing this truth of being a CEO. What truth are you borrowing? Ask yourself that, okay? And again, your truth is your truth because it makes you feel good. Your truth is your truth because it has joy, excitement, energy to it. It makes you feel so on fire. So start understanding what your truth is. This is a great way to understand what your dream is. Okay, that's how you know what your dream is too. Okay, so going back to where I was going with the money and the work thing. Got so off topic here. So money is a mindset, okay? Those beliefs around money that you wrote down, that you just thought of in your head, question the shit out of them. Just because that's what you think doesn't mean that's the truth. You know, I like to look at it this way, is when I was driving in the car the other day, I was actually sitting in the back seat and I was just looking at the landscape that was going by. And I only saw that because that's what I was looking at. But I kind of shifted my awareness and I started looking up. I started looking up and I saw all these beautiful clouds and this really bright blue sky. Have you ever looked to see how blue the sky really is? Like, have you ever done that? Go do that. It is like mind-blowing. How can the sky be such a beautiful blue? Like, it's blew my mind. And I realized that most of us never even take the time to look up at the sky because we're so busy looking at what is. The trees, the grass, the people, the problems, the situations that are wrong, blah, blah, blah. But have you ever taken the time to just change your perspective and just look a different way and see something differently? That's what I'm asking you to do around money. Start to just stop looking at it the way you've always known to look at it. That it's limited, it's hard to make, it's not easy to come by, it's blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. We know that's the way you all have known, but can there be another way to look at it? Just like how when you walk outside, how many times do you actually look up, look at the sky? We don't do that often. We just always just look at straight ahead of us, like where we're going, what's happening in front of us. Take the time to look a different way. When you start looking a different way, you'll start to realize another whole reality that you're not even aware of. This whole other reality, this whole other experience is starting to come into your focus. So start doing that around money. When you do that around money, your experience is going to change. And then when you have decided what is the truth for you around money, then you can tie that truth to the truth of what is your highest truth in terms of the work you want to do in the world. It is your truth because it feels good. I hope this is helping you. Let me pull up my screen. So again, if you have questions for me, put them in the comments of this video. Just scroll down and put them there, and I'll start taking your questions shortly here. I like answering questions live, so if you have anything you want to ask me, now's your time to get your questions in. So I'm going to start wrapping it up here. And something I want to share with you is this whole concept of limiting beliefs. And I wrote this down and I want to share it with you. When I'm buying into my limiting beliefs, I am not of service to myself, nor am I of service to someone else. Following our highest joy and doing the thing that makes us come alive, only then we can be an impact and be of service to someone else. Because when we follow our highest joy, our highest excitement, we are so elated. We want to talk to everyone. We want to tell everyone what we're doing, what's going on. And that's when we are more of service to somebody else, when we're taking care of our energy, when we're choosing to feel good every day. Right? So if you're sitting here and you're like, Kajal, you've given me all these concepts and ideas, and you've shared so much on how to live out your spiritual truth, but give me something practical. What can I practically do to follow my dream? Step one is it's okay if your dream doesn't have a form. Okay, it doesn't have a title, it doesn't have an end result, it doesn't have an ending. Okay, it just has a feeling right now. You just want to wake up every single day feeling fulfilled and feeling satisfied and feeling energized. Okay, that's perfectly fine. If it only has just a feeling associated with it, not a form, that's great. That means anything can happen. That means its possibilities of manifesting is endless. Okay, so focus on the feeling of your dream. And then every single day when you wake up, ask yourself, how can I choose to feel more of this in my life? How can I choose to feel more fulfilled, more satisfied, more joy, more excitement? What action can I take that allows me to feel joy, excitement, fulfilled, satisfied? And then go take that action. Okay? And then do that every single day, consistently. Be committed to it. Be committed to feeling the highest levels of emotion you can feel, because in the end, the only reason we want to do anything we want to do in life, is to travel the world, is to be an author or a writer or a speaker. It's because we're looking to feel a certain way, but we don't realize that those feelings are already accessible to us. And if those feelings are already accessible to us, that means the form is not too far away. So, like, for example, one of my dreams, like I mentioned before, is to be an author, is to write a book and be on a New York's best-selling author list. And the reason I want to do that is because if that will make me feel completely, deeply in joy and excitement, that will make me feel of service, that will make me feel fulfilled, that will make me feel satisfied, that will make me feel like I'm using my life for a meaning, for a purpose beyond greater than me. But those feelings, I have access to that right now. I can close my eyes right now and I can feel what excitement feels like. I can close my eyes right now and feel what joy feels like. I can close my eyes right now and feel what deep satisfaction feels like. I can close my eyes right now and feel what deep, deep, deep fulfillment feels like. See, I can activate all those feelings right now. I don't have to wait till I achieve the dream, achieve the form of the dream to access those feelings. And it's the forms that allow you to get to the dream. If you can't, it's the feeling, scratch that, erase. It's the feeling that allows you to get to the form, which gets you to the dream, right? Feeling gets you to the form. So if there's something you want to manifest or create or have or do or experience or yada, yada, yada. Focus on the feeling, not the form, because the feeling of it is already accessible. And this is where creative visualization meditation comes into. If you can sit down every single day with your eyes closed for 5 minutes and focus on those 5 core feelings of, mine are joy, fulfillment, deep service, impact, and purpose. I can sit down right now, close my eyes, go within and feel what that feels like. Incubate myself in that energy. And you can do that every single day. And when you start doing that, you'll be more inspired to take action. Ideas will come to you, insights will come to you, thoughts will come to you that will be in support of you heading towards that form that you desire, of that dream that you desire. Okay? Because your feelings are accessible to you right now. And how you choose to feel right now determines the experience you have right now. And there's no one blocking you or preventing you from having the experiences of fulfillment, satisfaction, joy, impact right now. Only you are, because you think that it's dependent on something outside of you. If something is dependent on something outside of you, you become powerless. You're a victim then. Because if your phone shatters, you're just like, oh shit, my phone shattered, and you're crying, you're upset, you're pissed off. But when you can start to master your emotions and you can become so independent of what is happening around you, and you choose to become so anchored and grounded in your own feelings, knowing that your feelings arise from within you and that you're in charge of how you choose to feel in any given moment, you'll realize that I'm the master here. I'm the one who's in charge. And my happiness isn't cheap. Is your happiness cheap? My happiness isn't cheap. I'm not going to let something, my phone shattering, take away my happiness, rob my happiness. I'm not going to let someone who said no to a job interview or declined my offer, I'm not going to let that get to me, because my happiness isn't cheap. Have standards for your happiness. Know that my happiness isn't cheap. I'm not going to let something outside of me prevent me from feeling happy. I know that is a feeling that I have to tap into within myself. And the reason I even want my dream is because I want to feel happy. But happiness is accessible to me right now. Focus on the feeling and the form will take care of itself. So those are some things practical action steps you can do. Okay, I have my notes, but I have no idea what I covered and what I didn't cover, so. Oh, okay. Here's something else. I want to end it with this. Ask yourself this question. Is this the life that I want to live? The life that you're currently living, is this the life you want to live? What do you get? Do you hear a yes? Do you hear a no? Do you hear confusion? Is this the life I want to live? No, right? If you're hearing a big fucking loud no, ask yourself, well, who has the power to change this? My mom? My dad? When I win $1 million? When I get that girlfriend or that boyfriend? Who has the power to change this? I do. I do. I do. I do. It's deciding that you always have the power. And the only way you can give your power away is when you physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually give it away to things outside of you. When you allow the circumstances, the people, the environment to dictate how you will choose to stand in your power. And I will tell you a story. I mentioned this so many times, but my dad's dream for me is to be a doctor. And I'm not doing that. I'm working as a life coach. I'm working as a healer. I'm working as a spiritual teacher. This is my highest joy. And I know you can probably tell my passion, my excitement for this. And when someone is doing what they love, is because there's this energy within them that is so captivating and so mesmerizing, and you're so drawn to them because these people are so committed and so elevated by doing their work. And they're unapologetic about doing their work. And they just know they're doing their work because it's the highest service to them. And My laptop charger is going to die. Let me see if it's here. Let me just grab my laptop charger real quick. Can't find it. Hold on a second. Okay. So for my dad, his truth for me was to be a doctor. But my truth was something else, you know? I don't know where I was going with this. Sidetracked. I have no idea where I was going with this. Oh, deciding on what the life you wanted to live. I have no idea where I was going with this. My mind totally blanked. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the questions and see what questions I have. Let me grab my charger. Okay. I feel like I'm all over the place today. I'm so sorry. I'm so unprepared right now. I wasn't expecting for so many things to go wrong on this call. Like my mind blanked now. Okay, let's take a moment. Let's breathe. Let that go. Let that go. Okay, so go ahead and put your questions in the comments box, and let's see what questions you have for me. It's not charging. Okay, let's see what questions you have. Okay, so I have a question around fear of disappointing people, especially family. How do you stay so grounded in yourself and your decision? I think for me, it's understanding that when I am following the thing that is my highest joy, when I'm doing the thing that is my highest joy, I am feeling good. And when I'm feeling good, I'm a better human being. I'm a better daughter. I'm a better mother. I'm a better worker. I'm a better whatever. And I can stay grounded in that decision because I know that I'm just better off when I'm doing the thing that is my highest joy. It's vital to my happiness because when I'm not happy, I can't make anyone else happy. I can't. I have nothing to give anyone. I feel depleted. I feel like I'm, I don't feel proud of myself. And when I feel proud of myself and I stand in that groundedness of my decision to follow my excitement and stand in my truth, which is to be or to do or express myself in this way, I know that in the end, it's creating the space for so many other people to do that for themselves. And that in the end, in the long run, the people, especially family, will start to realize that she or he or whatever you are, you're fine. You're just doing what's your highest joy, and they notice that. And what anybody ever wants from us is our happiness. But if our happiness doesn't look like the way they think it should look like, all of a sudden it's considered wrong. It's not considered right. But when you can ground yourself in the fact that your happiness is in your way, it doesn't have to look like what happiness looks like for someone else. When you start appreciating that way you can make yourself happy, people start appreciating that from you. It's like I like to say, the energy you put out is the energy you get back. So if you're so committed and grounded in your decision to do the thing that is your highest joy, to do your dream, to live out your dream, It may take time, but the people in your life will eventually come to the same understanding that she's just doing what makes her happy. And that's all I want from her is happy for her to be happy. I hope that makes sense. So if you have any questions for me, put them in the comments. Let me see. What are the questions? I have some questions right here. What book would I recommend right now? Oh, let's see. Do I have any books on me right now, which I'm reading? I'm reading this book. Let me go grab it real quick. This is a very old school book. It's called The Wisdom of Florence Scovel Shinn. And it's 4 books in one. It's four of her books, which is The Game of Life, The Power of Your Spoken Word, The Word is Your Wand, and The Secret of Success. I read The Game of Life, and it's one of the books I recommend. It's in my resources on my website. So this is the book I'm reading right now, and I really like The Secret of Success because it's all talking about doing the thing that is your highest joy, your highest expression. But yeah, this is the book I'm reading right now. Okay. What other questions? Do you personally have any practices like a vision board? So my practices that I have is meditation. Meditation, 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 meditation. I can't stop saying that word. Meditation has been crucial for me on my journey. And I wasn't always a regular meditator. I would be someone who'd like do it for a week and then slip off and do it for a month and slip off. But I guess in the past year, no, it's been a little over a year now, I've become so consistent and committed in the meditation practice because I know my meditation practice gives to me. It gives to me so much, right? So meditation, I actually just released a mini masterclass called the Meditation Masterclass, which is all things meditation, how to meditate, how to create a meditation practice, and the life-changing benefits of meditation. It also has 2 worksheets. So you go to my website, kajolpande.com. Let me put it right here. You can actually grab that and take that class. It's really, really amazing. So if you have any more questions, put them in the comments box. Comment box. I'm here to answer them for you. Let me just refresh. How do you become aware when you're crippled by fear? I like to do this thing where I will actually feel into the energy of fear. And I like to do this by closing my eyes. And I feel what fear feels like. You know, fear feels like for me, it's like a boulder or rock sitting on my chest. And it feels really heavy. It feels very, I don't know how to say, it feels like I'm sinking. That's what I said in my recent video. Fear is sinking. It feels like I'm sinking. So I feel into the energy of fear. Okay? And any single time you're in fear, you can understand that the thoughts will always be very, very loud. They're going to be very mean, very negative, very unsupporting, very unloving. So automatically know that any single time the voice in your head starts being really, really, really negative to you, you're in fear. Okay? Fear. Okay? Associate that. Fear with not feeling good. Okay? Fear is falling. That's energy of falling. Okay? And that's how you know you're in fear. And then you look at the fear. What I actually have a lot of my clients do is I help them personify their fear. And when you personify your fear, you bring it to life, as in you give it a name, you give it a color, you give it a description of what it looks like, what job it has. Like my fear is, her name is Lopi. Her job is to be a traffic guard. She directs traffic at the in the middle of the square in the town she lives in. When you can personify your fear, then you understand when it's creeping in. And when you understand when it's creeping in, you realize, okay, there's Lopi right now. She's running the show right now. Do I wanna give her power? Or do I wanna say, no, Lopi, I don't really wanna hear what you have to say. Please go away. I release you now. There's no space for you. So personify your fear. And if you're someone who is so heavily crippled by your fear and by your limiting beliefs, you'll know that, because any single time you set out to do anything that could be exciting, could be fulfilling, could be, could be growing, you don't do it. You just go, you talk yourself out of it. That's how you know your fear is running the show and not your true self. And in my coaching, we do a lot of work on this. So if you're committed and ready to work on your limiting beliefs, I'm available to help you. So reach out to me and we'll see how we can work together. So do you have any more questions? Put them in the box. I can answer them live for you now. See what other questions you have. All right. So if you guys don't have any more questions, I'm gonna start wrapping it up now. So I really hope that, I know there was so many technical errors and so many things going wrong on today's Soul Talk, but I really hope, despite all of that and despite my scattered energy here, that you got something valuable out of this and that it served you, it helped you. It may have not fully made sense to you, but I hope that it kind of opened your eyes up to thinking and being open to what else is out there, how else you can do something. That is my intention with everything I share with you. My writing, my newsletters, my videos, is helping you to bring awareness to the fact that just because this is the way it's been doesn't mean this is the way it has to be. And there is a different way. There is a different way. And your willingness, your openness, your curiosity will allow you to know more of what that different way is and what it has to give to you and how it can help you and serve you and heal you and help you, remind you of your wholeness. So I really hope this helped you. If you're watching and you want to work with me, now's the perfect opportunity to work with me. I do this work because I'm so energized by transformation and growth and expansion and defying the odds and understanding who we really are, because this work has changed my life. Literally has changed my life. It has taken me out from suicide, depression, and social phobia. Yeah, you won't believe that I had social phobia. It's probably really hard to believe that. But I had social phobia. Took me out of all of this. And I always say, when we commit to doing the inner work, our outer world changes because our internal condition reflects our external experiences. And when you take the time and that commitment to do the inner work, and you get help, and you reach out and you ask for help, and you stop denying yourself of what is already yours, which is everything, because you are the source and supply of everything in your life. Anything that is going to happen to you has to come through you. And when you understand how to do that, that's when you see miracles. That's when you see your life transform and change beyond your wildest dreams. And you live a life that is your highest joy, is your highest excitement, is the highest reflection of who you are as a spiritual being. So if you're ready to do this work, I have spots open for private one-on-one coaching with me. You can email me or leave me a message. There's so many ways to get in touch with me: on my Facebook, on my Twitter, on my Instagram. Just direct message me on any of those, or email me. Just go to my website. You obviously all know what my website is, kajalpande.com, or send me a message on my YouTube, whatever. And let me know that you want to work with me, and we can hop on a 30-minute free discovery call, and we can chat about your goals, your intentions, how I can serve you, how I can help you, how life coaching can benefit you, what you can get out of it. If you're willing to do that, if you're ready to make that commitment to yourself, it's all about you, you're ready to give that gift to yourself, then reach out. I'm so happy and available to help you. I'm so moved and inspired by this work, and I would love to work with you. So thank you for taking the time to be here today. Let me just quickly see if there's any more questions. Yeah, how do I teach myself to journal without holding back? That's a really good question. I actually teach you that when you sign up to Coach With Me one-on-one. I have something called the Spiritual Toolbox, which all of my coaching clients get access to, which is the toolbox tools that I use in my own life. So it's a resource library of all the tools that I have used throughout my whole entire life that help me stay grounded and committed to my journey and my path and what I'm doing. But to answer your question, how do I teach myself to journal without holding back? It's called just taking a piece of paper, okay, and a pen, and setting an intention. Just close your eyes for a second, set an intention saying that I am open and available to allow what wants to come through me to come through. And that's it. And then take your pen and take your paper and just start writing whatever is on your mind. If nothing's coming to you, say, I don't know what to write, I don't know what to write, I don't know what to write. Just keep writing until something comes. This is called conscious flow writing, where you don't set an intention, where you don't go with an agenda, you don't go with a journaling prompt. You just take a pen and piece of paper and you just start writing. It could be whatever. And I like to do it with a timer. So if you're new to this, set your timer for 5 minutes on your phone. You take a piece of paper and just start writing. But before you go in, close your eyes and set the intention, I'm open and available to allow whatever wants to come through me, and just start writing. Start writing. Don't lift your pen until that timer goes off. So do this for 5 minutes. Do this like every single day for 5 minutes, and maybe do it for a week. Try it on for 1 week, okay? 1 week. And then let me know how it goes. Send me a message, send me an email, tell me how it went for you. And build on that. And then you can start incorporating more journaling prompts and more intentional focus writing, like questions and things like that. But start right there. It will help you get comfortable with writing your thoughts on paper. I hope that helps you. If you have any more questions, get them in now. Okay, so I hope like I have any more questions. I want to thank you so much for being here. Thank you for spending your beautiful Thursday evening with me. I hope you gained something out of this. And I want to also remind you that I do these every single month, and I do these for you. I don't do these for myself, I do these for you. Because I know what it's like to not have anybody in your life that you can relate to, not have anybody who gets you. So this is my space that I have created for you to allow you to kind of spend some time incubating yourself in the energy and in the experience that you truly desire to have in your life, and to learn something and to gain something. So I do these specifically for you every single month. So if you go to my website, kajolpande.com, under resources tab, you can see all the previous soul talks I've done up until this point. So I'm going to do another one next month in August. If you have suggestions for what the topic should be, send me an email, send me a message, kajol@kajolpande.com. And yeah, maybe that will be one of the topics that I'll riff on next month. So thank you so much for being here live with me. And if you're watching this at a later time, thank you so much for taking the time to come back and check this out. I hope this served you. And yeah, so this served you. Oh, this came up. All right, so this is my official bye. Talk to you later. Bye.